Hello again, everyone. I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my show. It's Sunday, it's September 10th, and now it is 11:09 a.m. here in lovely, quaint Cincinnati, Ohio. It is officially fall, and it feels like it, but I like fall weather, so I'm pleased. I'm pleased that the cooler temperatures are coming now. Hello, everyone. Hello, Günther. Guten Tag, mein Freund. Wie geht's? I'm pretty good. I'm looking forward to going to the Oktoberfest. Günther, I'm looking forward to two things. I want to go to the Oktoberfest coming up soon on my birthday, and I'm going to try to go to the Renaissance Festival again this year. I'm going to try to go to the Renaissance Festival. That should be fun. That's right. It's coming soon. Why did I just leave? What do you mean, why did I just leave? I didn't leave. I'm here. What are you talking about? Emily says, hello, you want to improve your standard of English and Chinese. Well, Emily, your Chinese is fine, I'm sure, but I can help you improve your English, definitely. Carell wants me to talk about how to make more money. No, that's a boring topic. I don't talk about money. Sorry, Carell, I'm not that guy. I'm not interested in anything like that. Emily, if you want to improve your English, one, you can follow me here. I have about 53,000 followers on Hello Talk, and they don't follow me because I'm cute. They follow me because I have good tips about learning language. Okay? And I am a teacher. So I can help you. All right? You should follow my my YouTube channel. If you want to, you can go to this Hello Talk link. Go to this Hello Talk link and you can find how can you follow me. You can follow me there. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, follow me on TikTok, but mostly YouTube and here. Here and YouTube, here and YouTube, YouTube and here, here and YouTube, YouTube and here. Okay? Coriano wants me to talk about the journalist's life in the USA. Well, that's an interesting question. I'm not a journalist, but I think I can probably tell you a little bit. It's a difficult job, but it's a very, very, very important job. Because journalism has always played a very important role in American life. Journalism is how we know what's happening in the world. Okay? That's why it's a very important job, but it's a job that requires a lot of integrity because you have to be able to do it and report the truth, right? But journalism is a very controversial career right now because journalism should be free in America. It should be free journalism, meaning you should be able to write whatever you think is the truth. Whatever you have found to be true, that's what you should be able to write. But in some cases, it depends on who's your boss. You know, if your boss says you can't write that story, then they say you can't write that story. And so that means that maybe your boss is trying to tell the story, not the real story, right? That's journalism today. That's the controversy of journalism. And that's why journalism, it's so important, but it's got to have integrity. Okay, what else do we have here? How can you expand your words? Sadek, I think you mean how can you improve your vocabulary? And there are many ways to improve your vocabulary in English, but the most important thing is you need a system. There are all kinds of systems that you could use to learn vocabulary. If you read books, reading books can be a system. You can design a system for learning vocabulary by reading books. Okay? Choose a book, and when you read, if you see a new word, circle that word, write it down in a notebook, and now you have a system of trying to learn new vocabulary words based on a story. And because it's based on a story, that has what we call a through line. A through line. And so that through line will help you to remember the meanings of those words because you're learning them in the context of the story. So vocabulary can be learned through reading. Vocabulary can be learned through etymology. My last live stream that I did here, we were talking about a little bit about etymology, and it's a very useful thing for people who are learning English. Etymology means finding the history of where the words come from. So, for example, you could learn all the words that have the letters S-U-B in them. Sub, right? Subject, subway, substitute, right? Submarine. There are many sub words. Sub means under. So find all the words that have the letters S-U-B, meaning under, and learn all of those. That's a system. That's one way of learning vocabulary. You could learn vocabulary by topic. By topic. So choose a topic like family. And then I want you to do a little research and find all the words that you need to talk about family. Friends, work, your hobbies, your interests, your past, your present, your future, your goals, your dreams. Those are things that you can write down the topic, and then you could try to find all the vocabulary words for that topic. Okay? So there are several ways that you can improve your vocabulary. Gunter said he's watching the Netflix series Painkiller. I don't know that one. I'll check it out, Gunter, on your recommendation. Do I like movies? Yes, I like movies, but I'm very picky. So I'm not easy to please. I'm not impressed by every movie. Most of the movies that many people think are popular, or that many people like, I don't like a lot of popular movies. I'm a weird guy. Kasem wants me to say, how can you improve your speaking? Well, Kasem, I don't know you, so I can't tell you what you need to do to improve your speaking. But I can tell you this, you must practice speaking. So if you can find a native speaker, try to find a native speaker online or in real life and talk to them. If you can't find a native speaker, then find some other people like you. I think you are from Yemen. If you're from Yemen or maybe Egypt, I'm not sure. I can't see. The flag is too small. Find some other people like you, other Yemenis or other Egyptians who want to practice their English and practice with them. okay? Or find somebody that doesn't know anything about English and teach them something. Do you have a nephew or a niece or a daughter or a son? Teach them the English that you know. That is a great way to practice your speaking. Okay? And if nobody is around, if you can't find a native speaker and you can't find a non-native speaker and you can't find someone you can teach, then talk to yourself. Okay? Koreana wants me to know, what do I think about Koreans? I live on Earth. You live on Earth. We live on Earth. That's what I think. Today is Teacher's Day. Yes, I did hear that. Nasaki wants to know, what is my job? Nasaki, what is my name? Can you see my name on the screen? Can I speak about the role of teachers in the universe? Sure. In life, everyone is a teacher, and everyone is a student. If you know something that somebody else doesn't know, then you can teach them. That makes you a teacher. If you don't know something that you want to know, then you are a student. So in life, everyone is a teacher, everyone is a student, and you have a duty to try to learn as much as you can in life, and you have a duty to try to teach as much as you can in life. That is the role of the teacher in the universe. Yeah. Could I talk about university life? That's a good question. That one I can tell you about. You're talking about American university life, I assume, Carl. University life in America is going to college in America is 50% about education and 50% about socialization. Meaning you meet people, you make friendships, and you learn about people and you grow up. Being independent and making new friendships and new connections and new adult relationships with people, that's part of what you're learning in college, is how to be an adult. And sometimes that means testing the limits of what is mature behavior and what is immature behavior. So when you go to college in America, yeah, we party a lot. I went to many parties in college. That doesn't mean we aren't learning. It means that part of part of what's important to learn in American life in college is socialization. Can you get along with people? Can you make friends? Can you make connections? Can you make relationships? Can you be a mature adult? And for us, or for myself, I feel that I became mature by being immature. I became mature by being immature. I did stupid, silly things, and I learned from them. I grew up. Okay, so that's what I would say about American university life, is that it's about independence and about growing up. And growing up happens in two ways. You learn, that's your studies, and you have experiences. That's the socialization. So your studies is learning in school. That's the education part of things. That's part of your education. But then there's the socialization part. That's also learning. Okay? You are welcome, Coreano. Let's see. Momo Kaka. Is there any way to learn quickly? Teach. Whatever it is that you are trying to learn, learn it, and then find somebody that you can teach it to. Because every time you teach, that's the best kind of practicing you can do. It really is. You have to explain something to someone else. If you don't understand it well yourself, then you can't explain it. So when you explain it to them, you're doing the best kind of practice you can do. Okay? It's like logical analysis and explanation at the same time. Okay? Hello again, Bellendeer. Is there a program to practice speaking? Miriam wants to know. Sure, there are probably many programs to practice speaking. I'm not exactly sure what you mean when you say program. If you mean method, there are many methods to practice speaking. What do you want me to tell you about? You want me to tell you about the U.S. Open? Is that what you're talking about? Tennis? I don't know a lot about tennis. I know tennis is actually very popular in my city. We have a lot of tennis here. But I don't follow sports that much, so I'm not very familiar, so I can't really tell you too much about that. I'm sorry. Parla wants to know, what does the word picky mean? Ooh, I shouldn't. Sorry about that. What does the word picky mean? Picky means someone that doesn't like everything. They only like some things. Picky and choosy. Choosy is another word. To be too picky or too choosy means sometimes children are too picky about food, right? I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. That's yucky. That's gross. That's yucky. That's gross. Children are often picky eaters or choosy eaters. Means that they only choose or only pick to eat a few things. Okay? Why don't I like popular movies? It's not that I don't like popular movies. What does the word popular mean? It means that most of the population likes them. So that means that they are not trying to challenge you at all. They're trying to entertain you only. And that's why I don't usually get that much enjoyment out of most popular movies. Like Fast and Furious, I don't like any of those movies. They bore me. They're so boring. There's no story. There's no challenge. There's no thinking. No, my brain needs more than that. My brain needs more than that. I'm sorry, but no. So that's why I don't like most popular movies, because most popular movies are not that interesting. They're not that challenging. They're entertaining. Understand? Do I like Interstellar? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think it wasn't quite as good as many people said, but it was one that did have some thinking, so I did enjoy that. Yes, Dimitri. Have I watched Lucy? Yeah, I think I did. That's the one about like the robot woman or whatever, like the AI, artificial intelligence woman that becomes real, I think. Is that what that one was, Priya? I think that's what that was. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, that was good. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, that had some thinking in it. That had a lot of thinking, right? So, like, I like TV shows like Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a show that makes you think a lot. So I like that show. Okay? Most of the time, I try to keep my brain engaged. Sharif wants to know how to improve your pronunciation. Well, Sharif, you need to listen to yourself and listen to what words are you saying not quite correctly. Okay? And Sharif, I don't care about your accent. You don't need to lose your accent. You just need to find the words that you say that are very unclear and make them more clear. That's all you need to do. You don't need to get rid of your accent. Just try to clean the words that you say that are dirty. Okay, if you have some ugly sounding words, then clean them up. Make them sound more clear. Okay? Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Lou. Priya says, I think it's very costly to study in America. Yeah, America, the college is not cheap. It's very expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. Gunter wants to know, parties like Daytona Bike Week or Sturgis? Kind of. Yeah, Gunter, do a search online for Ohio University Halloween. Ohio University is a small university in the state of Ohio. It's about 2.5 hours away from me in a very small part of Ohio called Athens, Ohio. Athens, Ohio has a college called Ohio University, and they have a Halloween party every year that's huge and so fun. I went 5 years in a row, and it was the best. It was so fun. I have so many great memories of those parties. Yeah. Hello, Flavius from Romania. What can you say to describe your network connection? Sala, you can say my network connection is good or my network connection is bad. That's all. That's usually what we say. I have a good connection. I have a bad connection. Okay? What is the first choice subject in the U.S. university? I have no idea. Google it, Carl. Listening, speaking, reading, writing, which one should you focus on first? Yuri, you should focus on the ones that you are worst at. So if you are good at listening and speaking, then you should focus on reading and writing. If you are good at reading and writing, then you should focus on listening and speaking. Focus on your weaknesses, always. Focus on your weaknesses, always. Okay, please be patient. Please be patient. I'm trying to catch up to the comments. Gunter, what about jolly? Jolly means happy. Jollification, yeah, is happiness. But we don't use that word very much, especially because the one place where we do know that word is jolly is the word we learned when we were children about Santa Claus. When they read all the books about Santa Claus, they describe him as a jolly old soul. But because we use that with that famous story about Santa Claus, we don't use the word jolly very much in any other context. Okay? You can, but I'm just telling you it just doesn't happen very often because it's almost always just about Santa Claus. Okay? But you could say he's a jolly fellow. Means he's a, happy guy. Okay? Picky, everybody. Picky, picky, picky. Picky means I don't like many things. So if you go to the restaurant and there's only one thing, if there is only one thing on the menu that you will eat or you can eat or you would want to eat, then you are picky. If you go to a restaurant and everything is okay with you, you don't care, you're not picky. Okay? So a picky person only likes a few things. Okay? Oh, geez, so many questions. And I haven't gotten to our fun topic yet today, guys. Gosh, you guys are asking so many questions. I don't have time to do my fun topic. Slow down on the questions. Let me try to catch up and answer the questions. And then I want to try to show you guys this fun new thing I found, okay? So let me see here. Yulia says, how can I explain Russian grammar to foreigners if in English grammar there are not many of notions? Okay, so Yulia, you are a teacher, I assume, and you are trying to teach English speakers about Russian grammar? Is that what you're trying to say, Yulia? Can I recommend some good movies? Flavius? That depends on what you like, Flavius. What kind of movies do you like? Sadiq says, what can you explain about writing in the IELTS exam? Sadiq, the secret of writing in the IELTS exam is that you must practice writing fast. You have to practice writing with a time limit. So every day you should choose a topic and try to write about it within 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Give yourself a time limit and then give yourself, how many words can I write about this in that short of a time? Or how much can I write about this in that short of a time? Every day, practice writing 5-minute writing assignments, 10-minute writing assignments, and 15-minute writing assignments. Do a lot of that, and that should help you with your IELTS writing. That's really the biggest thing, I think, is not your knowledge of the language on the writing part. The writing part is about, can you do it quickly? Can you do it quickly? So learn how to go faster. And that means you have to practice 5-minute, 10-minute, and 15-minute writing exercises. Which movies entertain me the most? I don't care what kind of movie it is. I just want something that makes me think and makes me feel. Anything that makes me think or feel. That's art. I like art. Severance is a pretty interesting show. I only saw a couple episodes, but it's pretty good. Oh, my stomach. What is the best way to deal with a strict and arrogant manager at work? Asma. Oh, I don't know. I can't answer that, Asma. That's going to depend on so many things. There are many factors that I can't, because there are too many things that I don't know about, I can't give you good advice about that. All right? I don't know enough about your culture. I don't know enough about this person. So I can't really give you a suggestion about that. All I can do is say that sometimes you have a boss that's not a good boss and you just have to deal with it. just try to remember that almost everybody you meet, if they are very, 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 well, everybody who has a flaw, there's a reason they have that flaw. And it helps you if you can kind of think about that, right? If you meet an arrogant person, they became that way somehow. And it helps you if you can kind of think about that they weren't always arrogant, but somehow they became that way. So at least you can learn from them. All right? Thank you very much, Omar. Friends is a good series, Eric. Yes, Friends is very, very famous for learning English, actually. That's right, Yulia. It's about the ability to process a lot of information in a short time. And that's why I focus on the time aspect of it, not on the topic aspect of it. Kimmy says, I think the place of articulation is a big issue. How can I fix it and pronounce better? Kimmy, slow down. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. If you can't speak well slowly, then you definitely can't speak well quickly. So slow your words down and try to pronounce them very carefully, like I'm doing now. Okay? Thank you, Enya. Okay, so listen, everybody. Please wait a minute. I want to show you guys something that I found that's really fun, and I want to play it. I want to play a game with you. Okay? If you would like a tip about how you can improve your reading and your vocabulary, I found a really great, fun tool for you. Okay? Do you guys know what is, do you know what this is? Do you know what these are? Choose your own adventure novels. Do you know what those are? Flavia says nope. Choose your own adventure novels were, I don't know if they still have them anymore, but when I was a boy, they were these fun books that you could buy where you would read and it would say, you would read the story, right? Like maybe you're a knight and you have to go fight a dragon, okay? And so it says you're walking along the path and the path goes to the right or to the left. Which direction do you want to go? And then it says, if you want to go right, go to page 21. If you want to go left, go to page 25. That is called a choose your own adventure novel, where you pick what happens in the book, right? I used to really like those when I was a boy. I really enjoyed those. Well, guess what? Someone used AI to make a choose your own adventure generator. It makes stories for you that never end. And it's really, really fun. It's basically just like this choose your own adventure novel, but they're digital online and they never end, and you can interact with it. So it will say, what do you want to do? You know, you can say, I want to attack the dragon, or you want to say, I want to tell the dragon a joke, or ask the dragon if he has any children. You can do anything. Is it an app? Yes, they have an app too. They have an app also. Yeah. So I want to try to show it to you, and I'm going to play it for you here. We're going to play the game together, and I'm going to read for you, and we'll talk about some vocabulary, okay? So let's take a look at it right now. Let's see. Let me share my screen here. So if you want to know what it's called AI Dungeon. AI Dungeon. Okay? And a dungeon is in a castle, right? If you know what a castle is a big old building, right? You know, the big old buildings with stones that are made really big and tall. The king used to live in the castle, right? Well, many castles, they have a dungeon. It's the lower floor, the basement, right? And that's where they would keep any prisoners or bad people. They would put them in the dungeon, okay? But this will, in this case, a dungeon means a never-ending, like imagine you go into the basement of a big dark castle and you don't know what direction should I go? Should I go straight? Should I go right? Should I go left? Should I open this door or that door? That's a dungeon. Okay? So let's play the game. Kind of like a maze. That's right. Kind of like a maze. All right? So let's take a look at it. So it says start. It's loading the adventure. So do we want a fantasy? Do we want mystery? Or zombies? Or the apocalypse? Cyberpunk? Or you can make your own adventure? Or they have other ones here in the archive where people have created stories and you can read their stories. Okay, so let's do a fantasy one. Just for fun, we're going to do a fantasy one. So let's choose a character. Should we be a fairy or a noble or a princess or a knight or a wizard? What should we be? Let's see. Let's be, we will be a knight. We'll be a knight. Okay, so now we need to enter the character's name. Okay, so I'm going to enter, oh, I know. Belunter is my character's name. It's a combination of Bellin and Gunter. What? The screen is black. You can't see the screen? Can you see the screen, everybody? Some people say yes, some people say no. Well, that's weird. Yes, it's blurry. Let me zoom in on it. Hold on. Is this better? It seems too dark. Well, I don't know how to fix that. It's okay now. Okay, so let me read this for you. This is the story that they just created. They just created this here now, okay? So I'm going to read the story to you, all right? Let me zoom out just a little bit. Whoops. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read this for you. You are Belunter, a knight living in the kingdom of Larion. You have a steel longsword and shield. You are on a quest to defeat the evil dragon of Larion. You've heard he lives up at the north of the kingdom. You set on the path to defeat him and walk into a dark forest. As you enter the forest, you see the trees looming high above you, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. You can hear the distant chirping of birds and the scampering of small animals through the underbrush. As you continue down the path, the foliage thickens around you, and the dim light filtering through the trees begins to fade. You grip your sword and shield tightly, ready for anything that might come your way. So, look, there are so many words here to learn. So, for example, what is a knight? What is a knight? K-N-I-G-H-T. Yes, a medieval fighter. A medieval fighter. That's right. A man with a sword. That's a better way to maybe think about it, like Yulia said, is a man with a sword. Okay, that's a knight. All right? And he says, you're living in the kingdom of Larian. What is a kingdom? What is a kingdom? Not a city. No, not exactly a city. That's right. Krish said it. It's the area of the king. It's the area of the king. It's not a country. It's not a city. A kingdom is the area of this king. Okay? So that's the kingdom of blah, blah, blah. So the United Kingdom is all of those, Scotland and Ireland and England and Wales and all those things put together. That's the United Kingdom, right? So that's the area of the British king. That's the area of the British king. Okay? So a kingdom is the area of the king. Okay? And you have a steel longsword. You have a steel longsword. What is a longsword? What is a longsword? Yeah, a very big sword, right. But it's important, Yulia, because they have long swords and they also have the short sword. Okay? So they have the long sword, the short sword, and then there's the dagger. Okay? So long sword, short sword, dagger. Okay? And what is steel? Steel, S-T-E-E-L. S-T-E-E-L. Steel. I don't know, MZC. It's a metal, M-E-T-A-L. M-E-T-A-L. That's right. Steel is a metal. That's right. And you have a wooden shield. What is a shield? What is a shield? Whoops. What is a shield? Yeah, a shield is something to protect you, right? So you would hold a sword with one hand. Here you would have a sword. And in this hand, you would have a shield to block. So you could hit somebody with this hand and block with the other with your shield. Okay, so a shield was usually made from wood. They would make them from wood, and they would protect themselves with that. Now we use the word shield. To shield means to protect someone, right? Because that word comes from when knights would use a shield and sword. That's correct, Arman. That's a shield. Okay? Yeah, like, so in those movies, in the Marvel movies, they have the group SHIELD, right? And it stands for something in their movie, but it also stands for protection. That's what SHIELD means, is protection, okay? To protect. And then it says, you are on a quest. You are on a quest to defeat the evil dragon of Larian. You are on a quest. What is a quest? What is a quest? Yeah. A quest means it's a mission or an adventure with a purpose, usually. Okay? So if you have some place that you want to go and you want to do some specific thing, like you want to find something or accomplish some task, that is your quest. That is your quest. Okay? Well, there's a good question. I will take that question. One moment. Let me look that up for you. Hold on, I'm reading. Well, that's interesting. So the word quest, yeah, it's interesting because the word quest, you know this word, right? Look, let me show you. One moment. So all of these words are related. The word quest, question, inquire, inquiry, and query. These all are related. A quest, the original meaning was to try to find the answer to something. To try to find the answer to something. So if your quest was to go there and find out this thing, that's your quest. You're trying to answer questions. To inquire means to ask someone. An inquiry is a place where, or an event where people ask things. Okay? A query means a question. So all of those words are related, right? And they all come from this same thing, this AI story. And what is it called again? It's called AI Dungeon. And you can find it, let me see. This is the website here. Copy that and paste it. Copy that and paste it. Yes, that's right, Ornella. That's right. That's right. That's where it comes from. It comes from the Latin word to search. That's right. So that is the website, AI Dungeon, and it is free. It is free, by the way, and they do have an app. There's also an app. You can just search online for AI Dungeon in the App Store or Google Play or whatever. Okay? And this is so fun. You can do this all day. And here's the best part about these kinds of stories. These kinds of stories are very descriptive. They're very descriptive. They are trying to paint a picture for you to see. So every time you're going to learn new vocabulary. And every time you'll get to see new ways to write things. Right? So let's try another one. Let's try another one just for fun. Let's keep going with this story and let's see what happens. Let's interact with the story. So take a look. So now it said, you are Belunter, a knight living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a steel longsword and a wooden shield. You are on a quest to defeat the evil dragon of Larian. You've heard he lives up at the north of the kingdom. You set on the path to defeat him and walk into a dark forest. As you enter the forest, you see the trees looming high above you, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. You can hear the distant chirping of birds and the scampering of small animals through the underbrush. As you continue down the path, the foliage thickens around you, and the dim light filtering through the trees begins to fade. You grip your sword and shield tightly, ready for anything that might come your way. Okay, let's take a turn. Let's see, what can we do? So, should we do something? Should we say something? Should we create part of our own story, or should we see something? What should we do? So how about we do something? Let's say, continue down the path. So it now says, as you press on, the sound of birds and animals begins to fade, leaving you in an eerie silence, broken only by the crunch of leaves underfoot. You hear a low growl from behind a bush nearby, and as you approach it, you see two glowing eyes staring back at you. Suddenly, a large wolf pounces from the bush, baring its teeth. What should you do? Let's attack the wolf. You attack the wolf. With a swift movement, you swing your sword at the wolf, cutting through the air with a sharp hiss. The wolf dodges to the side, avoiding your attack, but you follow up quickly with a shield bash to its side, causing it to yelp in pain. Okay? And look, you can even be funny. Like, watch this. I said knock knock like I'm going to tell it a joke. And it says, the wolf growls in response, clearly not impressed with your attempt at humor. Its eyes narrow as it prepares to lunge at you once more. So you can do anything you want. You can say anything you want. You can say, run away. You can say, tell a joke. You can say, cry like a baby. And it will use that in the story. Okay? Do you need to sign up? Yes, I think you do. If you want to use the full model, then yeah, you have to sign up with an email. But that's it. It's just an email sign up. That's all. Okay? Now, Ornella wanted to know, can you select the level of language? Not yet, Ornella, but I'm sure that's probably coming soon. Or, Ornella, you could do that if you use this idea on any of the other ChatGPT models, right? So if you go to ChatGPT and you just say, tell me a fantasy story, or you could say, create a choose your own adventure story. Create a choose your own adventure story using simple English language. So you could go to ChatGPT and just tell it to use simple English language to do this. But this is an app designed specifically for this. Now, Ornella, is the English here difficult? It is. It is difficult. But it's really good for you. It's really, really good for you. In one paragraph, that's all you need is one paragraph. If you can learn how to just understand that one paragraph, you'll see the picture they're painting for you, and you'll understand all of those words. And then you'll feel like you actually learned something. Okay? So, like I said in the beginning, like let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's go ahead and find another account or another story. Let's go back. Okay, so let's try a different one. This time, let's do a mystery. I haven't tried this yet. Okay, so we have to select a character. Should we be a patient, a detective, a spy, or a doctor? Well, it's a mystery, so let's be a detective. And let's enter our character's name. I'm going to say our character's name is Ornella. Yes, Ornella, like I said, for your younger students, you might need to just use this idea, but go to one of the ChatGPT models, okay? So here it says, you are Ornella, a detective living in Chicago. You have a pistol and a police badge. You enter the forest where you believe the criminal you're searching for fled to. Suddenly, the brush rustles as you make your way through the woods, and you hear a faint sound coming from behind the thick foliage. As you turn around to investigate, a sudden movement catches your eye. Take a turn. Let's look at the movement. What is the movement? It says a sudden movement catches your eye. Oh, look, they drew a picture. I don't even know what this is. That's funny. Okay. All right, let's try again. Let's see. Oh, I see. So if you say C, it will draw something for you. That's funny. All right. So let's see. Do. Let's try this again. Look at the movement in the bushes. You turn your head and see a figure darting behind a cluster of trees, barely visible in the dim light filtering through the canopy above. Okay, so look, that one sentence is pretty difficult. You turn your head and see a figure. What is a figure? What is a figure in this case? What is a figure? A figure just means a shape. A shape, like you see something, and it's like a shape of a person. Okay, it's the shape of a person, okay? So you see a figure darting behind a cluster of trees. What does darting mean? Darting, D-A-R-T-I-N-G, to dart. Almost, not quite hiding. To dart means to move quickly. To move quickly, like a dart. When you throw a dart, right, it moves quickly. It's small and it moves quickly, right? So a dart is the thing you throw, right? But to dart means to move quickly, right? So you see a figure darting behind a cluster of trees. Cluster means a group. A cluster of something means a group, okay? And it says barely visible in the dim light filtering through the canopy above. What is a canopy? What is a canopy? Not a sofa. Nope. Yeah, it's something that covers over, right? Something that covers over something is a canopy. But the word canopy, usually we're talking about the trees. We're talking about a lot of trees. If you have a lot of trees together, then the top of those trees, where all the leaves are, way up top, that's the canopy. So when you go to, for example, the Amazon rainforest, if you go to Brazil, if you go to Brazil, then in the rainforest, above anything above you, that's called the canopy. Okay? The forest canopy. Okay? So, that's what I was doing last night. I was playing this game. Hold on. Amazon, stop! Sorry. Look at that. Rogerio says, I love the Amazon forest. It's the biggest canopy. Yeah, it's a great canopy. Yeah. So Sedef, yeah, I love this thing. I was playing with it all night because when I was a boy, I loved those storybooks, those choose your own adventures. Those were so fun. Those were really fun. And this is that. It's choose your own adventure. You can do anything you want, and it's always new. It's always new and different. And I'm sure it's going to continue to get better and better and better in the next year or 2 years or 3 years. It's going to get better and better, right? So this is called AI Dungeon. AI Dungeon. Okay? All right. So that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to show you guys that great new tool. I think is so fun. So I think maybe I want to have some people try to read with me. You know, maybe we can do some simple ones and try to see if you can read with me sometime, right? Henry says a canopy is the thing that's above the entrance to a door. That is one kind of canopy. That's right. But again, the word canopy, Henry, the word canopy just means something that covers over you. That's what the canopy is. So in the forest canopy means all the tops of the trees. That's the canopy. Okay? MZC, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that it's not working well for you. I don't know why. It works fine for me. So I can't imagine why this would be... I can't imagine why a story generator would be illegal or nefarious or dangerous in some way. So I don't know. I can't help you with that, unfortunately. But yeah, if you can get it, you should get it. It's really fun, I think. It looks like it's really interesting and fun. And I think it will maybe give you a new way to practice your English sometimes. Okay, a new interesting way to practice your English sometimes. All right, so if you have questions, now you can ask me. I showed you what I wanted to show you. Now, if you have more questions, you can ask me more questions. Dimitri says, I feel sorry for screenwriters. Yeah, but Dimitri... I still, this is a really interesting tool, but is this as good as the mind of Stephen King? No, of course not. This is simple, basic writing that just is good for practice. This is not art. Okay? So, real writers use creativity. This is not using creativity. This is just using models. Right? So, I don't worry too much because real creativity is still something that AI is not quite able to understand yet. I say yet. But yeah. Anyway. Calcium said it's really helpful for someone who likes to write something. Yeah, right? It shows you like choices and options and oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could write it like that. Yeah. Is it possible to speak as I did? Sure. Many, many things are possible. If you can understand everything that I say, which level am I? Parla, I don't know. I don't like to think about language like that. So I don't know. But if you can understand me, that's a good thing. Many people are very confused. Why can I understand you, but I can't understand every other American? You can understand me because it's my job. My job is to speak well. Okay? That's my job. Can you ask me something about life? Sure. I don't know what I can tell you. I'm no wiser than anyone else. I make lots of mistakes in my life. But you can ask me, sure. That's right, Mahmoud. You can say I'm sitting under the canopy of the umbrella. That's correct. That's another proper usage of the word canopy. How do I define creativity? I define creativity as the ability of humans to manipulate their mental images to make new possibilities. I know that's a weird definition, but creativity means improvising. Being creative means making something out of nothing. Being creative means using something in a way it hasn't been used before. Being creative means looking at something in a way that it hasn't been looked at before. Being creative means trying something in a way that it hasn't been done before. Being creative means trying something new in a unique and interesting way. Rizwan says being creative means thinking outside of the box. Usually, but not always. Sometimes creativity can be very simple. And if it's simple creativity, then that's not outside of the box. That's inside of the box creativity, but it's still creative. Right? So if you have a coloring book, right? Like a Disney coloring book, and you use the crayons to fill in the colors, that is creative. But drawing everything yourself would be more creative, right? So is coloring thinking outside of the box? No. Coloring is not thinking outside of the box, but it's creative. Okay? So creation is about making things new. New, something, new idea, new something, new way, new thought, new try, new idea, new anything new. It's creating things. When you look at something and you try to look at it in a different, new way, that's creative. What's the word scampered? Henry, to scamper means to run quickly. To run quickly. And we use that word when we talk about like squirrels. You know, squirrels, they run really quickly. They scamper. Okay? Or if you have a cat and your cat is just walking around one day and you go like that and it scares them and they run away, they scampered away. So to scamper means to run kind of quickly, usually in kind of like a scared way, I think. Okay? Hello, Mohammed from Morocco, and I do hope that you're okay there in Morocco. I send my condolences and all of my thoughts and prayers to those people near Marrakesh with the earthquake damage. Mina wants to know how important are phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are pretty important, I think, because they're very unique, interesting tools. They're useful tools. Okay, phrasal verbs are like idioms. They both try to teach you something or tell you something using very few words. So they're trying to tell a big story using small or few words, right? So to pull up or to pull out your homework means that something, your homework is inside something like your book bag, and you need to pull it out. That's telling you an action, right? You combine those things, pull and out together, right? So that's useful. So yeah, I think phrasal verbs are important. Creating something out of nothing. Rizwan, yeah. Can I provide some examples? Writing a story, writing a song, making a painting. Those are creations. When you create a song, you are creative. Okay? Serena says being creative means being imaginative, and that's true, right? Because creation means using your imagination to what does imagine mean? It means try to see in your mind. So using your imagination means trying to see something in your mind, and then can you manipulate it? Can you play with that thing in your mind? And maybe you have a new idea of how to use that thing. Okay? That is using your imagination or being imaginative. Yes. The most common idioms. Okay. Can you guys wait 1 second? I'll be right back. I want to get just a little bit of water here. I'll be right back, okay? 1 moment. All right. Nope, sorry, I just had to get some water, everybody. Okay. Mohammed wants to know the best method to learn English. Mohammed, the best method to learn English is every method. But here, Mohammed, go to this YouTube video and watch it. That is me, and that is me giving you all of my best tips about how to learn English well. Okay, there are 2 parts to this. This is part 1. You can find part 2 on my channel. Okay? Oh, and Yusuf, one of the most common idioms. Where did I put that? I just had it here. Where did it go? Here it is. Yusuf, here is a great page that has about 100 idioms of some of the most common ones. There are many, many, many more, but this is a good start. Okay? Thank you very much, Sadef. You are welcome, Mohammed. Am I drinking fresh juice instead of coffee? No, I'm not drinking fresh juice. This is not juice. It has a little bit of juice in it, but it's not juice. No, this is an energy drink. I know. I'm the evil, bad American who drinks poison. This is Mountain Dew energy drink. Mountain Dew energy drink. It's just a bunch of caffeine and some vitamins. Okay? Yes, I know. I'm terrible. Bad American. Bad American. Okay. Serena says, I was told that phrasal verbs are not taught in school. Is this true? Yeah, Serena, that actually is true. We don't learn phrasal verbs in a formalized way, usually. There might be a few, Serena. There might be some phrasal verbs that we might learn in a more formalized way, but most of them, no. Most of them are learned colloquially. It means we just learn them by hearing them. We hear people use them, and then we use them. Okay? Do I like coffee too? I do. I already had coffee. I need a lot of energy, everybody. I have a lot of things that I do, and I'm getting old, and I feel tired a lot, so I need energy. And I was up late working last night, and I woke up early to teach you. So I'm tired, and I need my poison. Serena says American coffee is just water. Yeah, you're kind of right, Serena. That's why when I go, I very, very rarely buy Starbucks. But if I do buy Starbucks, I usually ask them to add at least a double or maybe quadruple shot of espresso. So when I get my coffee, I tell them, please add 4 shots of espresso. Because, yeah, it's not strong enough for me. I like strong coffee. Will we have conversations today? Yeah, sure. Yeah, if someone would like to come on the stage, you can raise your hand. I have had Turkish coffee before, Sedef, when I was in high school. When I was about 15 years old, my high school, we had a Turkish exchange student, and he came to my house for one night, and he brought his big Turkish coffee maker, the big copper traditional Turkish coffee maker. And he made coffee for us, and it was awesome. It was great. Mina says, what is the meaning of to be fed up with something? It's to be fed up. To be fed up. To be fed up means you're tired of something. You've had enough. You don't want to deal with this problem anymore. Okay, so if you have a problem and you've been dealing with this problem many, many times and you're tired of it now, then you can say, I'm fed up to here. That means to feed means to eat, right? So if you're fed up to here, it means that you've been dealing with this problem, you've been dealing with this problem, you've been dealing with this problem, and now you can't take it anymore. You're too mad. So you are fed up. You're fed up. Okay, it means you're mad, you're upset, you don't want to deal with this problem anymore. What about Americano coffee? You think it's also strong? I guess that depends on where you are in the world. You know, Americano coffee, when I had that in Taiwan, I thought it was terrible. It was super, super weak. Super, super weak. But we don't call any coffee in America Americanos. Americans don't say, can I have an Americano? Not usually, no. We say coffee. Can you join with the camera off? Yeah, you can. I prefer if I can see you, but if you don't want to, then that's fine. Kalsum says, but Turkish coffee isn't strong. It's not strong caffeine, but it was strong flavor. The flavor was very bold and strong. But maybe the caffeine wasn't, maybe. Yeah. Oh, that is funny. But in Turkey, you still call it Turkish coffee? That's kind of funny, isn't it? If it's Turkish coffee and you're in Turkey, then shouldn't it just be called coffee? Hero says American coffee is a lot of sugar, milk, and cream, whatever flavor you want to add. Well, you're right, but that's not, Hero, what you mean is Americans usually drink coffee with lots of stuff in it, like milk and cream and sugar and flavorings and things like that. That is true. But an Americano means a kind of coffee. It's basically a black coffee is Americano, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. Hello, Farrakhan. Sedef says it's called that because it's traditional, I think. I know. I'm just teasing. You know? Yeah. It's kind of like the joke we say here in America. Like, sometimes we say, you know, I love Chinese food. I love Chinese food. Do you know what they call Chinese food in China? What do they call Chinese food in China? They call it food. Chinese food in China is just food. Yeah, so Turkish coffee in Turkey is just coffee. Okay, sorry. Okay, who would like to come talk to me? Okay. Let's see. Yes, let's talk to Noradine in Morocco. I want to see how he's doing after the earthquakes. Whoops. Almost spilled my drink. Noradine, do you want to come up? There he is.
Here, guys.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Long time no see.
Yeah, good to see you. How have you? How have you been?
Yeah, I'm doing great, my friend.
Good, good. And Noradine, I can't remember, what city are you in?
My city is Casablanca.
Casablanca. Okay, so you're not in Marrakesh. You're not close to the earthquake.
The earthquake here have, all the people here going outside, sleeping outside.
Yeah.
Because
I
when
know.
I was,
Right.
when I was in my home, it's like the same situation now in my office, feeling vibrate left,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
All the department.
Right.
All the department.
And that's the crazy thing about it is Morocco does not have, you guys don't have earthquakes very much, right?
Yeah, we have before happened in Agadir, but the degree, it is not high.
Right, and so, but it's still not common. It's very uncommon, and that's why it's very strange. It's so strange that it would happen, and that's same thing in Turkey. That's why it was so dangerous, because the buildings, they're old, and because you don't have earthquakes there, so they're not very, very, very strong. Right? So, for example, when I lived in Taiwan, the buildings in Taiwan, they have earthquakes a lot. So they make their buildings very strong because they have earthquakes all the time. But in my city, we don't have earthquakes here either. So if they had an earthquake here, it would be bad because my house would probably fall. My house would probably fall, right?
The problem in Marrakesh, in Marrakesh, the problem we have there, like the old house,
right?
It's like the kitchen,
right? Yeah,
this is the culture there. No apartment.
That's right. Yeah, just like in Turkey, the same thing in Turkey. All those houses were old, and so they just collapsed. They've just collapsed, and that's terrible, right? So I'm so sorry that that happened in your country, and I do hope that things will be okay soon. I know that everybody's trying to come together and help. That's the only thing that's always good. When we do have these big world problems like earthquakes and everything, as terrible as they are, I always like to see the community.
It's like,
everybody has to come together to help everybody, so you have people coming from other countries to try to help find people and search for people. That's amazing. You have people coming to help make food and feed people. That's amazing. So it's terrible when these things happen, but I do like the fact that when they do happen, you do get to see that we do try to be nice to each other when terrible things happen like that. Yeah.
My friend, in the last day, all the people send me a message everywhere, like Indonesia and Spain, Germany. I'm very happy for that because all the people know this.
Isn't that amazing, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. You feel like a family.
Right.
You have a family in Germany. You have a family in United States, in UK. But it's amazing.
That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get everybody to feel like we are all one community. Yeah, so you are in Morocco and you're Moroccan, and I'm in America and I'm American. Okay, fine. So what? We're both on Earth.
Yeah, yeah,
We're both on Earth, and that's what I try to remember is we are space travelers.
yeah, yeah,
We are space travelers, and Earth is our spaceship. It's our spaceship. We're all on a spaceship, and we're moving through space right now. And so
yeah,
let's just all think about this is all one big spaceship we live on. We live on one big spaceship, and you just live in a place that I haven't been to yet. It's a big, big spaceship, so I haven't been to Morocco yet, but I'd
yeah,
like to
yeah.
go visit sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, can come, come. You know, Marrakesh is the common or the very famous city in Morocco because the all the culture there, all the people coming there to enjoy, to have like a funny thing.
I
You
know.
go to
Yeah.
jam, and all the all the people from America, all the people. I see
Yeah.
some video, people coming there.
Yeah, Marrakesh and Casablanca too. Casablanca is very famous because Casablanca is one of the most famous American movies.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, in history, that movie is so famous, it will never be forgotten. And,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we love just the word. When we hear the word Casablanca, there's just sounds magical. like, yeah, everybody, when we hear that word, we think of a magical place. That's what we imagine in our head because of that movie. You know, it made us think
like
that.
like a name, like a Spanish word or like Italian word, Casablanca.
You're
It's
right.
like
Yeah, yeah, Casablanca.
relaxing.
Yeah, right. It's got this very relaxing kind of magical, special feel to that word. Right. And what does Casablanca mean, everybody, if you didn't know? Casa means house and Blanca means white.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, White House.
You are
Yeah.
Moroccan now. You are Moroccan now. You know?
Yeah, of course I know that. Yeah.
It's like the house, the White House.
The White House. That's right. The White House. Yeah.
Yeah, we have here at the big center for English, call it the house, American house. It's call
Ah.
it Dar.
Well, you know what's so funny?
Dar.
If you come to America, if you go to Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
we have a place called the White House.
The-
So you can come to here and you can say, people will say, well, where did you go? And you can say, oh, I saw Casablanca. I saw the Casablanca, the White House. I saw the Casablanca.
like open your hand. Casablanca.
Yeah, that's right.
Italiano.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Yeah.
But you know, my friend, something should be happen, something like that, this terrible thing. That remember that people, life it is not just working, wake up in morning, in evening, every day, hard, 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 and talking about life, a lot of money, a lot
Right.
accumulate just money.
Right.
1 second.
Right. That's what I'm
All
trying to
the
talk
things
about.
you can
Thank
do.
you. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm not interested in money because, yeah, what you just said is true. All of this can be gone like that. Just like that. It can all be gone. So money is not something I spend a lot of time thinking about. You know, it's kind of like squirrels and acorns. A squirrel, they always want to get the acorns, right? But
Yeah.
is life only about getting acorns, or is life about climbing trees and running around and enjoying the world? You know,
Find a word.
right. Right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
People don't complicate it.
That's
Life.
right. Life is not just about collecting acorns. Yeah.
Because if you come in the YouTube, the people to be successful, wake up morning, go do that, a lot of advice.
Hmm.
But 1 second, all your money in the bank.
That's right. It can all be gone.
Yo,
Yeah. That's right. That's exactly right.
know,
Yeah.
life is very easy.
That's
I don't know
right.
people trying to complicate it.
Yeah. But yeah, acorns, everybody. Those are the little nuts that fall off of trees that squirrels like to eat. squirrels like to eat acorns.
You know about corns here? It's called it in Morocco. Is like a glasses with like that. You you're trying to.
Oh,
It's
oh,
delicious. Oh,
oh! I do know. Yeah, yeah. You mean the drink where you try to?
no, no. It's just there's a glass. It's like how to describe like the phone, trying to eat the glasses like that. It's
Oh,
called it the corn.
oh, that's interesting. I don't know about that. That's a Moroccan thing.
Yes, Moroccan name.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Darisha.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
you have the children or kids, give him the corn.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, very
Noradine,
delicious, my uncle.
your English is getting so much better. It really, really
Yeah.
is. Yeah. No.
Because I follow you, my friend.
Well, thank
Every
you so
time you
much.
see
That's
in the
nice.
chat.
But I mean, really, Noradine, I remember the first time I talked to you. The first time I talked to you, it was a little difficult for you. It was a little bit difficult, but now you seem very comfortable. You seem
You know,
very
my friend,
comfortable.
something sounds very important.
Yeah,
You told me, don't be shy.
that's right. That's right. Don't be shy. You can't be shy if you want to learn a language. You just can't. Yeah.
But the problem, I follow many rules you're trying to talking about it because you know I'm a big fan for you all the time. I come in here. Hello, teacher Mark. Are you good? I'm doing good. you know, but you know when you come here, the people motivate you, and the people in the high performance trying to speak slowly and clear, like clear in the eye. This is I learned that with you. You know my book. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
writing
yeah.
many things for you. Etymology, you're trying to,
That's
you
awesome.
know, I'm like by many things so like that.
That's so
I have the
great.
three, right?
That's
The
so great.
etymology. How many etymology here?
Look at that, everybody. See, now this is somebody who's really trying to learn. So he's taking notes on my live streams, you know?
You
Maybe
know,
some of you can
like
do that.
I'm trying to watching your video and your team trying to repeat. Am I writing here like a bark, the barking up? It's like the idioms or something
Yeah, yeah,
teach
yeah.
us here.
That's great. That's great. Good for you, man. And I'm
You know.
telling you, really, your English has improved so much. It's really amazing.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
You know, you believe. If you believe something, you can do in that.
I agree.
But sometimes, but every day, I try to be much better than I am. This is very important for me.
Right. Be
I
be
need to
better
be
than you were
like
yesterday.
teacher.
That's all. Be better than you were yesterday.
You know,
Yeah.
my friend. Sometimes something. Imagine me. I'm teacher Mark. You see my.
Your headphones. Yeah, I see those. Those are awesome. I love those. Those are
this thing.
great.
This thing. I'll imagine I am professor here. Let's make.
Good for you. No, that's good. Because look, Noradine, that's one of the reasons why I have my name. It says Teacher Mark. Because I am a person and I am not always like this. But when I have the
Yeah.
name, when it says Teacher Mark, when people call me Teacher Mark, when I say I am Teacher Mark, now I'm in teacher mode. Now I'm in
Yes,
my.
like remove Mark and
That's
be
right.
teacher Mark.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So it helps me to remind myself that I should try to be like a professor, try to be like a teacher, you know?
It's a great idea, you know,
Yeah.
my friend. You want to be a Mark, you're trying to, sometimes the people forget, like, confuse between teacher Mark and Mark.
That's right.
If you're doing
That's
Mark,
right.
you'll be very bad.
Well,
Trying, oh, I'm
yeah,
American,
it's a big
like that.
difference. It's really a big difference because, yeah, when I'm teacher Mark, yeah, I am a different person. When I'm
You
Mark,
know,
yeah, I'm more relaxed and just, yeah, hey, let's talk, let's talk. But no, when I'm teacher Mark, I'm the teacher and I want you to follow me. I'm not here to
yeah.
waste my time. I'm here to teach. Yeah.
The rule, I like your rule, like sometimes doing everything with a rules, not just fluently do that, do that, do that, anything. So trying to teach anything, trying to talk about anything.
Right.
This is, you know, I think you spend a lot of year to trying to be like in this performance and give us this like this effort. You
That's
all
exactly
your
right.
experience trying to give us here.
Yeah, that's
This is
exactly
not
right.
easy. I believe that because I'm student. I know the difficulties we have because trying to preparing the thing before and trying every day here for free 3 hour,
Yeah, and
4 hour.
the hardest part, Noradine, is because there are always new people. So I always feel like I have a classroom, right? I feel like I'm a teacher and I have a classroom and there's my class right there. But every
Yeah.
day that I teach, there's a new student coming in and he doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know about my class. He doesn't know what we are teaching or talking about. And that makes it really difficult sometimes, because I want to stay focused and I want to try to teach,
You
but
know,
when people ask me everything, it's sometimes hard. So that's why I'm really trying to make it so that some of my live streams, you can ask me anything you want. Some of them.
yeah, yeah.
But some of my
It's
live
like
streams, no, you have to listen to me and follow me.
why I am like you can see something like this. I am not ChatGPT, guys. I
Yeah,
am
that's
teacher
right.
Mark. Wait, step by step.
That's right. Yeah.
Does the people think about it? Teacher Mark, you know everything because he called it Teacher Mark. You know everything in life.
I don't know everything. I definitely don't know everything. but teacher, when you say you are a teacher, yes, you have to be a little bit I won't say arrogant, but you have to be confident, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to teach you something, I can't do it without confidence. I have to do it with
Yeah.
confidence, right? So, yeah, being a teacher means being in control of the
Yes.
topic. Yeah,
You know, we have a lot of mind every day coming. Million mind.
that's right.
In the everybody we have the child here, we have the kids, we have the like the adults but in the mind the child we ask
Yeah, that we have those everywhere, Noradine. That's the biggest problem in the world today is people don't understand that age is not maturity. Maturity is
yeah.
maturity.
Yeah, you know something that people, some stupid people, just you ask you any question because just him find like the good thing for him, but don't care about you.
Right.
Then I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Go.
Right, yeah. Ornella said in Italy, students sometimes call their teachers prof. Yeah, we do that here too. Yeah, we'll say prof or sometimes they might say teach. Hey, teach. Do you want to go get some food? Yeah. Teach is it's like an abbreviated, cute, fun way to say teacher. So if you really like your teacher, then maybe you will give your teacher an abbreviated name like that. If they're comfortable with it. If they are okay with
Yeah.
it, maybe they're not okay with that. But some teachers,
Something happened.
am I frozen?
Guys, you hear something?
Is it frozen?
Because I not heard something here.
Hello, hello.
Teacher Mark. Frozen again. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Wait, please.
White guys, it's frozen. I think so. Teacher Mark have some problem, malfunction in internet.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute, everybody. My internet is not going well. 1 second.
The
I'll be right
host has
back.
left the room. Please wait.
انشر اللي عندك انشر شكون انشر واش عندي انشر نكتب عليك واش عندي ها
Come on.
هي هذه ما خداش لي هذه ما خداش لي هذه
Let's wait, guys. The teacher Mark come back in again. I think he frozen. Something wrong about internet. Internet is not good all the time.
داير لي ابوني انا
You change be teacher Rushdie. Yeah, I can be a Rushdie because all the people at university call me Rushdie because very easy name.
I'm back, but now I lost Noradine. Noradine, are you still there? Can you guys see Noradine? No? Noradine is gone. Oh, well, that's weird. Well? Okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry about that, everybody. I had a bad internet connection. I had to reconnect. It took me a minute. I'm sorry about that. Well, Noradine, it was lovely to talk with you, my friend. And yeah, really, wow, I'm so impressed by his progress. You guys, I don't know if you know him, if you've heard him before, but he started watching me a long while ago. And I remember when I first talked to him, and his English was definitely pretty broken. You know, it wasn't very confident yet. But look how confident he is now when he speaks. That was amazing. That was really great, right? So, that was fun. Would someone else like to come talk with me? Anyone? So, before I forget, also, yeah, you guys can, when you give me 5 minutes, and then I'll bring somebody else up on the stage. Okay? So, if you don't know already, I am writing a book. Oh, hey, Noradine, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not sure what happened. I lost my connection, and when I came back, you were gone. So, I'm sorry about that, my friend. But anyway, let me finish what I was saying. If you don't know, I am writing a book. I'm writing a book about all of my teaching ideas about language learning. And so writing a book is a very difficult thing. And one of my friends sent me a message, and she wrote a book too, and I didn't know about that. It's actually one of my ex-girlfriends. And she wrote a book called The Native Mexican Kitchen. Let me see if I can find it here. Where did I put that? There it is. Do we have any Mexicans here? Miguel, are you here, Miguel? There's Bernice. Okay, so take a look at this. This book is called The Native Mexican Kitchen, A Journey into Cuisine, Culture, and Mezcal. And it's written by Rachel Glick and Noel Morales. That was her husband. And this book is supposed to be one of the best books for traditional native Mexican foods. If you want to, you can go check it out here. This book won a lot of awards. Apparently, it's a really great book. I just ordered mine. It hasn't come in yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. And yeah, this was my ex-girlfriend from a long time ago, like 25 years ago. And she wrote this great book, really great book. And actually, do you guys know who Led Zeppelin is? Do you guys know who Led Zeppelin is? The band, Led Zeppelin? Juan says, sure. Well, John Paul Jones is the bass player for Led Zeppelin, and he used to go to her restaurant all the time when he lived in Baja. And so the first person who commented on her book is the bass player from Led Zeppelin. Yeah, the bass player from Led Zeppelin, he said, music and food are both created from the heart. This beautiful and fascinating book provides a doorway into the magical world of Noel and Rachel and touches the soul of Mexico. I have always loved the music and the food, and Noel's cooking never fails to enrich my Mexican experience. That's from John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. So he liked this book, and he liked the recipes. He used to live he lived near their restaurant, so he used to come to their restaurant. I just think that's crazy. I'm a drummer. I love Led Zeppelin. John Bonham is a god in the drumming world. And so it's so crazy that I feel like I dated a girl that met a person in Led Zeppelin. That's too weird. That's too close of a connection. I would have never imagined that. So anyway, funny story. Funny story. Check out the book. Check out the book. The Native Mexican Kitchen. The Native Mexican Kitchen. It has 108 recipes in it. 108 recipes. Yeah. Okay. Ornella says, am I satisfied with what I've done with the book so far? Yeah. So far. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's really hard writing a book. But most of these ideas are things that I have been teaching or ideas that I've had for many, many years. So it's not all of the material is there. I just have to get it out of my head. Yeah. Bernice says it looks good. It looks good. Ornella says you have to organize it. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. That was what I did last week, was I tried to organize all of the parts of my writing to see if I could make them fit in the right order. Yeah, the website is really beautiful, isn't it? For that book, right? She has many great pictures, beautiful pictures. El Refugio. And it won the 2020 Gourmand Award for Food Heritage, which is an award that they only give to cookbooks that have really authentic traditional recipes. Well, Masha, I want to sell my book to anybody here who wants to buy it. So once it's finished, don't worry, I'm going to tell everybody. And thank you very much, Sedef. I appreciate the support. Writing a book is not an easy thing. It's a very, very difficult thing. All right. Was there someone else that wanted to come talk to me? Masha, you want to come talk to me? Oops.
Hello.
Hello again, Masha. How are you?
I'm pretty fine, but I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, that's every day for me. So what can I do for you today? Anything, or you just want to chat?
I just want to chat, I guess, because I don't want to know something else because every day I know something else.
That's what being a teacher is.
Yeah.
People are always asking me questions. It's what I do. But yeah, recently Masha was asking me about relaxation techniques because relaxation is so important in any kind of performance. It doesn't matter what kind of performance you are doing. Relaxation is really important.
It doesn't even matter what do you do. Like if you're just saying home and don't work or something. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
need
matter.
to-
If you're a musician, performance is important. If you are an actor, performance is important. If you're a teacher,
course.
performance is important. If you're in marketing, performance is important. If you're a politician, performance is important. There are many, many, many jobs where performance is important, and you can't perform well if you are not relaxed. And so she wanted some techniques for relaxation, and I have been recently studying one that's called the Alexander technique. It's a very famous technique that you can search online. This guy who created it, he was an actor and a singer. And when he would try to speak or sing, he was too nervous. And because he was nervous, his throat muscles were very tense and tight, and he couldn't speak well. So he had to teach himself how to relax so that he could speak better. And then he created this entire system of teaching yourself how to keep your body relaxed whenever you're doing any kind of performance, because if you can be relaxed, you will perform better. That's basically the Alexander technique. That's the basis of it, is just relax
I
and you'll
read
do
about
better.
this. I read about this technique, and it sounds really great, and I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, me too. When I saw it, I was like, wow. Because it's interesting, because every drummer knows this. It's part of drumming. You cannot drum well if you are not relaxed. Every drummer, that's what they say about drummers, is a good drummer makes it look easy. Like their arms are just moving so naturally and flowing that it looks kind of easy, right? But that's because they're so relaxed. But a bad drummer, when you see a bad drummer, they're very tense. And everything looks very stressful. So if you're a drummer, we always have known that you must be relaxed to play drums well. So it was very interesting that I found this technique that people are using for everything, and it's just like what drummers have always known. We've always known that when you play the drums, and everybody wants to play fast, right?
But you can play fast before you know how to do it.
So what happens is when they start trying to play fast is, let me demonstrate. Hold on. So, let's see, do I have enough room here? So when you're a drummer and when you're learning how to play, if you're new and you don't understand how the body works, then when you start playing, you start to get really tense when you go faster. So you start like this and you're very relaxed, but then when you get faster, you start going like this. But that's the opposite of what you need to do. The faster you go, the more relaxed you have to be. So when you play, they teach us to learn how to speak while you're playing, because if you can speak while you're playing, then you're relaxed. So I can do this, right, while I'm playing, and I can talk to you and I'm relaxed. But you can hear those fast notes, right? Because I'm very, very relaxed. That's control. You can't have control if you aren't relaxed. So that's true for everything in movement, whether it's speaking or any kind of performance. If you relax, you can perform better. If you're tense, you can't. Your body doesn't like it. And tension is contagious. So what happens is you're only tensing your fingers first, and then you're tensing your wrists, and then it's in your arms, and then it goes all the way up to and now your body, your teeth even, you're clenching your teeth together, right? So your whole body becomes tense. Tension is contagious. It spreads. So again, that's such an important part of learning in drumming is just to learn how to relax the body and keep it relaxed and fight that urge that we always have to make things tight and tense. You have to fight that urge. Yeah. So the Alexander technique, everyone. So, Masha, and then Masha was also asking me some questions about how to control a classroom with students that don't want to listen or pay attention. And that's not easy, especially because Masha said that she's not allowed to punish them.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed it, but I really like.
Which, you know what, I have to say something. I just want to make a cultural comment here that I think is important, because I think it's kind of funny. Okay, just, you have to remember, I'm an American. I grew up in the 80s.
Of course,
So my view, like in my mind, when I think of like what school must be like in Russia, I don't think of that. I don't think of like they don't punish you ever. No, I would have thought it would be
like,
really
if it's
strict.
State school, if it's state school, they punish, of course, and they punish. But we are not state school.
Oh, I see. Oh, so this is what we call a cram school. You're like a private school that people go to study. Okay, so those are very popular in Asia, and it's the same thing. In the public schools, yeah, they have rules that are very strict, but in the private little cram schools, they can't punish you as much. But that's why I asked you about the parents, because that was the way it was for me when I taught in a cram school. If I had some students that were really bad, most of the time, I just have to go talk to their parents. If I just would go and say, hey, nice to meet you. Hi, my name is Mark. And then I look at them and I say, I want to like your kid. I want to like your kid, but your kid is making it really hard for me. Your kid is making it really difficult for me to like them. So I don't really say that, Masha. I say, hey, I just wanted to talk to you for a minute about your boy or your girl. They're doing well, but, start with a positive thing by saying they're doing pretty well, but they could do better if they paid attention more, if they didn't talk in class so much, if they didn't make jokes with their friends so much, if they weren't clowning around so much, something like that, right? So I will tell the parent, I will say, your student is doing pretty well. Your son or your daughter is doing pretty well, but they could do better if they didn't do this, if they stopped doing this. And then mom and dad will go home, and usually they have a nice long talk with their son or daughter, and they say, if I hear that you're having trouble with the teacher again, you're in trouble. So usually that stops.
The same, the mentor of the school told us parents could be so strict or something like this, or they can punish their children so much. But I'm not sure about this actually, because my generation is like this, yes, but now it's new generation for his kids,
Right.
So I'm not sure about new parents.
That's
now.
right. So there are those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are
so
some new parents that they
interesting.
don't care. Like, they're not really, yeah, right? And there's another problem, Masha, because I had a couple of times when I did talk to the parents or the grandparents, but I did not, I wish I wouldn't have. Because some parents are so strict that when that child goes home,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be responsible for that. No, I don't want that kid thinking I got beaten because you told my dad something. That's not going to help. That's not going to help me as a teacher. So,
Yeah.
so that's why you have to be careful sometimes. It's sometimes good to tell the parents because the parents should have some control over their children and should be able to tell them, hey, this is your teacher. You better treat them well or there's going to be a problem, right? So, but you're right, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, it doesn't work always.
And then, Masha, after that, though, sometimes there have been a few times when my students didn't like me at first. They didn't like me for maybe the first few months. But in time, they would find sometimes they don't like me because I'm too serious. They're used to the guy who doesn't do any work. So when I
What
show up,
teacher should be like, it's your job. You should be serious.
right. But in English, there are many teachers around the world that are just not that good and
Yeah,
don't really
no, there's
care that
definitely that.
much. So, like I said, sometimes I would show up and they would feel like, oh, wait a minute, we have to work? I don't want to do that, So they didn't like me at first. But then they see that that I care about teaching. They see that I'm passionate. You can't fake passion, and kids respond to passion. Even if they don't like you, they will respect you if they see that your passion is real.
Yes, exactly. That is how I'm looking for any of tutors. If I see their passion, it means I will.
Right. And Masha, it's one of the reasons why sometimes I play drums here. Because I want you to see that I have a lot of passion. And that passion has allowed me to become that good at something. That's contagious. Passion like that is contagious. When people see that, they go, wow, I want to be like that. I want to do that too. So that's another reason why it's also really good if you are a teacher or any job really, but especially if you're a teacher, it's really good to have other skills, other abilities, something that's an interest of yours that you can bring in. So I used to do music or sometimes cooking. I would go buy some stuff and bring in some things to cook for my students, and we would teach them how to cook a recipe, an American recipe or something. So it's a traditional thing that they learn, and they learn about cooking, and they learn about vocabulary, and they have fun, and it's interesting. And once again, they see that you're good at something. If you can prove that you are talented, they will want to know how you did it.
It really makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So once they see that you're talented, they go, wow, he must know something I don't know. So maybe they'll pay attention more. Yeah. That's why, like I said, it's good to be a good teacher. Yeah, just teaching is good. But me being a musician and me being a cook, those things are really important because that's how I win their confidence. They see me play drums and they go, wow, that's cool. And now I have their confidence just long enough for me to teach them. And then they'll say, can you play drums more? And I'll say, yeah, we can play drums more later. Let's do this lesson first. And then we'll play drums. right? So once again, once they see you're good at something and they know that you are capable of learning something well, now they want to know how you did that. So don't just be one thing. That's the lesson in life. When I was a kid, I only wanted to be a drummer, and that's all I thought about was drumming, 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 drumming. But the best thing that happened to me was when I realized that I was good at other things. When I realized I was good at teaching and I was good at cooking, that's when I felt like, oh, wow, that's much better. You feel more complete, and everything helps each other. The knowledge you have in one will help you with the other. So it's useful. Yeah. So Masha, think.
It's really useful. I will remember it always, always, always.
Yeah, and think about what talents you have and skills you have, or, hobbies or interests you have, and then think about how you can use your passion for those hobbies or interests to encourage your students. Mm-hmm. So whatever you like, if you like history, then do something with history. If you like fashion, then do something with fashion. If you like, whatever, just whatever your interest is, show them your passion for that thing. They will respect it. Not all of them, but, you can never...
As always.
Right.
All of them.
You can never win all of them, Or at least I should say, you can never win all of them one way. That's important. You have to always try to win them multiple ways, right? So you might get 65% of the class to like you by doing the thing I just told you. But you could get the rest of them, like maybe there's a few others that they're not impressed. Okay, well then you have to find a different way to impress those people, right? And again, there might be a few who just doesn't matter what you do, they're not going to be impressed. Don't waste your time on them. Those kids, the way I look at those kids is keep just teaching, and they're a flower that's still like this. They're a flower that's still like this. One day they'll open, but that day is not today. So you still keep teaching. Teaching is sunlight, right? Teaching is sunlight. Flowers need sun. So give them the sunlight. They're just not ready to open yet. That's the way I look at some of the trouble kids, the troublemakers some of those kids will become your smartest students.
Maybe.
It's crazy, but it's true. Some of the biggest troublemakers I've had have been the smartest ones. They just needed somebody to reach them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, I told you, Masha, every student is like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
A Rubik's Cube is that thing you got to try to solve, the puzzle. Every student is like a Rubik's Cube, and you have to figure out why they are that way. Why are they that way? That's why psychology is so important as a teacher. If you don't really understand psychology at all, it's hard to be a good teacher. Psychology is all about understanding how people think.
Something in it, unfortunately. So
well, it just takes time.
Maybe it will help someday.
It will. It just takes time. It takes time. Masha, I don't struggle now as a teacher, but I did in the beginning. Okay? And struggle is what makes you grow. Struggle is what makes you grow. All right? Like in gardening, sometimes if you give a plant too much fertilizer, it's a bad thing because the plant will grow very, very fast, but it will be too weak. It will be too weak, and so it will fall down. But if it has more time to grow, and it just grows naturally, and the wind is blowing every day, that wind will make it strong, so that when it grows tall. So the force of the wind pushing against it is what makes it grow tall. If it doesn't have anything pushing against it, it will be weak. That's a good analogy for students. They need to be challenged or they won't have the proper foundation to hold themselves up. Yeah. So, anyway, Masha, anything else you would like to ask me about or talk about today?
I don't think so.
No?
I need to
All right.
prepare for my lesson.
Okay. Yeah, what time is it there?
8:25 p.m.
8:25. Okay, yeah, you got to get ready for class. So, yeah, do some prep work. All right. All right, Masha, well, good luck with your students. Tell them I said hello. And I will see you next time then, okay?
Yeah, see you next time. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Mina, the struggle makes you grow. You know, I like to think about weeds. What are weeds, everybody? Weeds are plants. And we think weeds are bad, right? But why do we think they're bad? We think they're bad because they're strong. They can grow anywhere. They can grow anywhere. Even if it's just a concrete crack, there's just a crack in the concrete. A weed can grow there. Right? So, I like to think about that. That because the soil and the ground around the weeds are not good, weeds have to try harder to grow strong. Yeah. Anyway. What's the meaning of facing a jealousy-fueled coup? Where did you see that, Mental? A coup is a takeover. Usually it's a government takeover. Jealousy-fueled means an argument that started because someone was jealous. So someone thinks somebody else has something, they want that thing, and they don't like that person because they want that thing. That's jealousy. Okay? Ahmed says, yes, people who commit to multiple skills are more likely to be successful. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, and Feng Shui says it's the most important to develop individual talent. I agree. Yeah, but how can you develop individual talent? Do you need to be born with it? Do you have to be born with talent? Is talent something that you are born with only? Is talent something that you are just born with? Many people will say yes. I don't agree. I don't agree. Talent is a pursued interest. That's from Bob Ross, the famous painter, Bob Ross. He said, talent is a pursued interest. So talent, when you see somebody and you say, wow, they're so talented, no, they worked hard. They worked hard. You are seeing the product of hard work. So if you want to be talented, you can be talented. Find something that you like to do and learn how to do it well. Now you're talented. Find something you like to do and learn how to do it well. Now you're talented. Okay? So, teaching, was I born a teacher? No, I learned how to do it well. Was I born a good drummer? No, I learned how to do it well. Was I born a good cook? No, I learned how to do it well. Which one is more important, talent or passion? Passion. Passion is the fuel of talent. Passion is the fuel of talent. Okay? They're both important, but they're two sides of the same coin. One side is talent and the other side is passion. Okay? Okay, so everybody, it is 1:30. It's 1:30 and it's getting a little bit late. It's time for me to go get some lunch. It's time for me to go get some lunch here. But before I go, I want to remind you guys, one, you can check out my friend Rachel's book, The Native Mexican Kitchen. If you want to learn about real Mexican food, you can check out that book. And, by the way, I'm going to have her on my live stream. She's going to come talk to us about her book. She lives in Scotland now. Actually. She's lived all over the world. She's a very, very interesting person. So you'll have fun talking to her. Okay? Thank you very much, Giuseppe. Thank you very much. Irfan, you're late. You're late, Irfan, but I'm going to help you anyway. So, Irfan, if you want to know the best ways to learn English, go here. Watch that video. That is me teaching you all of my best tips. Okay? Do I like Mexican food? No. I love it. I love it. And yeah, Johanna, like I said, my ex-girlfriend wrote this book just a few years ago, and it's apparently one of the best cookbooks for traditional native Mexican food. Her husband was a Mexican chef in Baja. You are welcome, Ahmed. Hinda, type that question into Google. There are many websites that will tell you the differences between British and American English. There are many. Okay? All right, everybody. I do need to go because I'm hungry. So, thank you guys for watching and following. Make sure you do share and follow. I have about 53,000 followers here. And that's great, but I do need more. I need more followers, everybody, because this is my job. This is my job. So please, if you think I am good, tell some people, okay? 53,000. 53. Not 43. 53. Yes. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for participating. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you are in the world. And I will see you guys next time on Tuesday. I should be back on Tuesday. Okay? Thanks again, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.